What's good, YouTube? It's Vex, and I'm back with another video. Now, if you didn't see the last video was 4 things that I wish I knew before getting in a relationship. It was actually raining in that video. Crazy to think about. It was raining whenever I made that video, and now it's beautiful outside, man. Look at how beautiful it is, bruh. Sun shining through the trees. Got me looking really, really good. But today's video gonna be 5 things I wish I knew before becoming single, because obviously I learned a lot of things from relationships, but I also learned some things while I was single, and I wanted to share that with you guys as well. So the first thing that I realized after getting or becoming single is that it honestly feels so good, especially if you've been in a relationship for a while. I spent 4 years in college in year-long relationships. That means 4 relationships, and they all lasted a year long. And because I spent all of my time in relationships, I really didn't get the ability to spend time with myself because I was attached to somebody the entire time. So the number one thing that I learned is it feels good to be in your own energy after spending so much time giving your energy to other people and spending so much time giving your energy out in general. I wish that I spent more time during college learning about myself. And if you saw the last video, you know that that's part of one of the things that allow you to have a good relationship is you knowing yourself. So it also give you freedom. You know what I'm saying? That's what make it feel so good. You're not tied to somebody. You don't have to go out your way to talk to somebody when you don't want to talk to them or you're not feeling good. You know, whenever you're in a relationship, you low-key kind of obligated to treat somebody really, really good, even if you do going through hell. You know what I'm saying? But whenever you are single, you don't really have that obligation to nobody. You know what I'm saying? You could take full care of yourself, and you could pour all of your energy into yourself, and as a result you grow 2 times faster as if you was in an unhealthy relationship. You know, if you're in a healthy relationship, obviously you're gonna be able to grow. But if you not, and a lot of us not, then you low-key stunting your growth because you ain't allowed to really focus on yourself. So, you know, prioritize yourself. Even if you are in a relationship, make sure that you're taking really good care of yourself, because it's gonna help in the long run. It's gonna help your mental sanity. And it feel good being single, you know? It feel good to be free, to use my time wisely and not have to worry about any outside factors. The next thing that I learned about being single is it is very lonely, y'all. I know we all know this one. You know what I'm saying? We be up late night, and it really don't hit you until late night. That's the crazy thing about it. Once it hit late night and you've been in the room, you done worked hard all day, you start to get lonely, man. You want somebody to talk to. We social creatures as humans, and I miss having somebody to talk to, somebody to vent to. And sure, I could do that with my friends, I could do that with family, but it's not the same as venting and cuddling and watching movies and creating those memories that you create whenever you're in a relationship. So the one thing that I learned about being single is it's lonely, man. And it's going to teach you a lot about yourself, because you got to sit in that loneliness. You got to understand yourself. And that's why it's good to learn yourself and have a relationship with yourself, because if you don't, then you're not going to enjoy being by yourself. You're not going to be happy being by yourself. And if you're not happy being by yourself, there's no way you could be happy with somebody else, because you don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, anyways, the next thing that I wish I knew before becoming single is self-discipline, bruh. Not only self-discipline, but most importantly, sexual discipline, lust. You know what I'm saying? I feel like whenever you're in a relationship, it's a mutual benefit to be sexual, to be affectionate. And whenever you by yourself, it really brings forth all of those demons. You know, one thing that I struggled with once I became single was not having affection in my life. You know, I miss that. I'm an affectionate person in a relationship, and I miss the affection, man. I miss the hugs, the kisses, all of those things. And I don't necessarily need them, but I miss the build up. You know, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna be real with y'all every time I get on the cam. So that's one thing that I do wish and I miss about relationships is the intimacy, man. Not only sexual, but just the little things like the hugs, you know, just intimate time together, spending that time with my significant other. And once I became single, it really showed me how lustful I am. You know what I'm saying? It really brought up those demons. And even though it did bring those to the forefront and it was a challenge that I had to face, it also allowed me to get past that and improve as a man, you know, and as a human. You know what I'm saying? I took all of my energy off of lust, and sometimes I have those days where I just want to sexually release, but you know what I'm saying? It's not healthy to be tied to your sexual urges. And now that I'm single, I can really focus on that. Whenever you're in a relationship, it's low-key kind of hard to focus on that, especially with somebody who also match your energy, who match your sexual energy, and y'all just got that spark, that connection. It's hard to tame that because obviously you around somebody who's tempting every single day. They tempt, especially if you're in a relationship with somebody you mess with. Them just being around you is tempting. Whenever she look you in your eyes, whenever she do all of that stuff, bro, that's tempting. And even though I miss that, I also appreciate the separation from that because it allowed me to really sit with myself and tame that part of me, you know. Especially like when it comes to like corn and all of that type of stuff. It's a really, really huge industry because so many people indulge in it, and it's honestly not healthy for your mental. It's not healthy for your physical. It's not healthy in any way, shape, or form. So the number one thing that I wish I knew before becoming single is sexual discipline. And you know, as we grow, we learn, and I'm learning, trying to figure it out. And hopefully, as I improve my sexual discipline and get rid of as much lust as possible, my next relationship is even more healthy. It's even more rooted in, you know, good ideas, you know what I'm saying? But the next thing that I learned from being single is healing is hard. Whenever you are broken, and I had to become broken in order to realize that I really do need to heal. I really do need to fix things about myself. But the number one thing that I learned when I became single was healing is really, really hard because you really have to look yourself in the mirror and look at yourself under an objective lens. You can't look at yourself as the person who always right. You got to look at the relationship and look at yourself and say, what did I do wrong? How can I fix myself? Or not even fix. I don't like to say fix. How can I improve myself going forward so that I don't go through this again? And once you do that, you realize that it's harder than, you know, it's a process for real, a continuous process at that. That's what really make it hard is it's not a one-time thing. Nobody can be perfect. None of us are Jesus Christ. So the number one thing that I learned when being single, or I keep saying number one thing, but one thing that I learned about being single is healing is hard. It's tough to confront those demons and, you know, face them head on because we love to think that we great. We love to think that we not the problem, but a lot of us do have problems, and those problems could either eat away at us or we could confront them, improve on them, and become a better person. And, you know, it's not going to be an easy process, but it's definitely worth it. The last thing that I wish I knew before becoming single is I don't want to date around, man. One thing that, you know, being a man and being around other men, you realize a lot of people date around with no purpose, no mission, no reason at all to date around. And becoming single made me realize that I was never the date around type person. I don't want to date around. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a healthy relationship, and that might take dating, but I'm not really into random sexual encounters, allowing people to have my energy around them because I value myself more, you know? And definitely when I became single, it's either two different types of people. The people who see freedom and take advantage of it in terms of, you know, mentally improving, physically improving, just really getting their self together and their life together. And it's another person who can't be by themselves, can't love themselves, can't appreciate the space, and they'll go out there and get sexually involved with people who not serving them, people who not going to improve them, people who going to drain their energy, people who not going to pour into them, and they continue to cycle. The same cycle where they get in a relationship, they get hurt, they become bitter. All of those things are cycles that people create by not learning the lessons, not improving, not being better. So the last thing that I learned whenever I became single was I do not want to date around. I want to really, really learn about myself, become the best man that I can be, the best version of myself, somebody that I'm proud of, and then go out there and present that version to the lady who been doing the exact same thing. A lady who take really good care of her, appreciate herself, and really want a man who is on the same energy. And I realized that I got to do that myself before I could find that person. And in order to do that, I can't date around. I don't want to date around. I don't want to be around random energy, unuseful energy. I want to cultivate my energy and pour that into something important. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Hopefully y'all took something from this. If you single, I really want you to focus on yourself, handle business, and get right, because that person that you're looking for is out there. They waiting on you. And whenever you meet that person, you're going to realize that all of that hard work that you did on yourself, it mattered. You wouldn't have found that person or been the perfect person for them if you didn't put the work in on yourself, if you didn't improve yourself. Hopefully this helped you out. If it did, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. Let's get it. We on the road to 1K, man. Appreciate everybody who coming through. I'm getting right, man. I'm getting right. It's beautiful outside. All right, y'all. I'm out.